United and Liverpool, the two red giants from the northwest of England.
It was always a pretty scary atmosphere at Anfield.
It's fueled by a mutual dislike and jealousy at times.
Just never left Liverpool fans, like it's always there.
Manchester United versus Liverpool is the biggest rivalry.
Liverpool-Manchester United is the biggest game in English football.
The moment that sums up this rivalry for me, Steven Gerrard's red card in his final ever appearance in this derby. It was just really, really funny.
It'd have to be Steven Gerrard's kiss, wouldn't it? Well, there was 3 of them, but the first one, I think, he sort of left a little bit of a kiss mark as though he was wearing some kind of lipstick or something.
2007, a magazine editor dared me to sit in the middle of the cop for the Manchester United game. So I sat there, I didn't speak until the dying seconds. There was a goal, and that was from John O'Shea right in front of me. And he scored the winner for Manchester United.
A piece of absolute magic from Philippe Coutinho. I've never known one goal transform a mood inside a football ground so much. It was like someone had turned off the volume switch inside Old Trafford.
I ran back to my car and I just punched the air and I was going crazy. And I looked to my right and there was a guy sat in this front room and he'd saw me going mad. He worded to me, which I fully understood was, "You mank." And I got in my car and I drove back to Manchester.
Which one player encapsulates the rivalry? I would say Paul Scholes, because he always had a bit of edge to his game whenever he played Liverpool.
It has to be Vidic, doesn't it? That fixture never brought out the best in him. I think he got a few red cards to go with it.
Gary Neville as well, when he celebrated in front of the Liverpool fans.
For me, it's not the obvious one. It's not Gerrard, it's not Carragher. It's the ones who made a name for themselves in this fixture. You know, David Ngo, Dirk Kuyt, John Arne
Diego Forlan was an unlikely hero. And once when I was with him, a friend of mine called me and Diego walked into view. And my friend went, "Whoa, the Scouse Buster." And Diego heard this and saw this and he said, "Is that what I'm known as in Manchester? Really? Am I known as the Scouse Buster?" And I said, too right you are.
Present-day Liverpool player who I'd really want in Manchester United is Sadio Mane.
I think the one that sort of stands out for me as someone that I would want playing for Liverpool is a present player, and that's Marcus Rashford. Liverpool fans always like players who have that sort of moral compass off the pitch, and I mean, you can't look any further than the young king at the minute. He's absolutely brilliant, isn't he, what he's doing?
Virgil van Dijk would certainly find a place in Manchester United's defence, so he'd be the guy I would pick.
Imagine throwing a peak Rio Ferdinand into this Liverpool team.
Of all time, Javier Mascherano. I think I have Mascherano because, I mean, he once tore his anus so he could make a tackle in a World Cup semi-final. That's the sort of defender I want in my football team.
Is this their biggest rivalry? In a word, yes.
Manchester United versus Liverpool is the biggest rivalry.
Liverpool's biggest rivalry is against Everton, and that might upset a lot of maybe United fans or even Liverpool fans, I don't know.
Mates of mine would disagree. They might say it's Manchester City, but for me, Liverpool are Manchester United's biggest rivals.
Liverpool was the number one, always has been, always will be for me.
For me, nothing better than the one last season at Anfield, with the sight of Mo Salah running half the length of Anfield to slot home in front of the Kop. But it was the day when Liverpool supporters broke rank and decided to tell the world we're going to win the league.
The 1996 FA Cup final, Cantona, Liverpool with your white suits on. Thank you very much.
2003, April, United are going for the title. It's a tense fixture, but all that pressure's alleviated inside 4 minutes when Sami Hyypiä decides to bring down Ruud van Nistelrooy's last man. He's sent off, and in that moment I just knew that United would win the game. They went on to win 4-0 and it was like pure ecstasy.
It was in 2009, the game where Steven Gerrard kissed the camera. So I was at the barber shop getting my haircut, and my barber was a Manchester United fan as well. And there were 2 or 3 times during that game, I think especially when Dossena scored, where he completely ruined the back of my hair. Oh! because he was in so much shock as the goal went in.
I think the one that sticks out for me is Liverpool's defeat at Old Trafford under Roy Hodgson back in 2010. I remember sat in the small press conference room at Old Trafford, and Ferguson had labelled Fernando Torres a diver, and Hodgson came and rather than stand up and defend Liverpool's corner, he came out with maybe Sir Alex had a better view of it than me. It's one thing losing to Manchester United, it's another thing entirely when your manager doesn't fight their corner.
Losing the league there in 92 was just awful, and it stays with you, things like that.
Another moment actually that stands out when a Liverpool fan has cheered in the stands behind us was when Patrick Berger equalised for Liverpool in a 1-1 game. And the fan in question was a certain Sporty Spice. Anyway, she was banging on the box behind us, giving it all that. Obviously, she got a fair bit of venom directed back at her, but she wasn't one for quieting down. So that sticks in the mind as well.
Predicting Manchester United this season is probably as difficult as predicting Liverpool.
I just think Liverpool will have too much for United. I expect an improvement.
I'm going to go for 1-1.
It's always a tight one, isn't it? I think Liverpool 2-1.
I think 1-1 in the end, and I'd go Jordan Henderson, first goal scorer, for a bit of fun.
I'm going Liverpool 3, Manchester United 1.
So I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester United. One of the goals involved in this game is going to be a penalty, just because it's funny.